If you're thinking about selling your house and want to avoid the most common mistake I see sellers make in every market, this is the video for you. Hi, my name is Jake Moran with TIG Realty, and I'm going to save you a bunch of time and hopefully make you a bunch of money that is newfound money. I'm going to take you through the process that most people think through, but they don't think all the way through when it comes to selling their house. This is the normal scenario. Somebody's thinking about selling their house and they maybe don't know a good local realtor, or maybe they do and they just want to try to sell it themselves. And so for a month, a couple months, maybe even 6 months, they're putting their house as a for sale by owner out in the market. Sometimes that's as simple as a sign in the yard. Sometimes it's putting it on a public facing platform like Zillow. Other times it may just be on Facebook Marketplace or another social media platform like that. Then your house doesn't sell. So then you bring in a local realtor like myself, or maybe you go through the process of interviewing realtors, and that takes maybe another month. And then you go to actually list your house and hopefully get it under contract and sold quickly. You might be thinking, what's wrong with that picture? That's normal. It is normal, but normal is not necessarily the smartest or the best way, or is going to make you the most money. Let's think through the process a little bit further. So you decide you want to sell your house. You go through those processes and those steps that I just outlined. Here's what you're not thinking of. Today is the day that you want to sell your house. If you hold on to your house for another 6 months, has the value materially changed in the marketability of your house? Unless you're doing anything amazing to the property, probably not. So then you're weeks or months down the road and you're at the mercy of market factors that you're not currently having to deal with today. Those could be things like a divorce situation down the street that you don't know about. It could be an estate sale where unfortunately someone passes away, or maybe they're moving into an assisted living or retirement home. It could be things where someone has a job relocation. In all of those factors, the seller doesn't necessarily have the same level of care for getting dollar for dollar that you do in terms of selling your house today. The other thing, which is the hidden thing that most people don't ever think about, is the carrying cost of their house. Let me lay this out for you in just simple math. So let's say you want to sell your house for $500,000 today. If someone came to you with $500,000 today, you would sell your house to them in a fairly short period of time. Let's say 3 to 4 weeks. But you're not going to sell it today. You're not going to go under contract today. You're going to go the for sale by owner route or the Facebook route or some other route, rather than putting it on the MLS in your area with a top agent in your market. So here's what you're not factoring in. Your prorated property taxes. If you have an HOA, your HOA dues. If you're carrying an insurance policy, like most of us are on our home, you're carrying that cost. You're paying all of your utilities. You're paying to cut the grass, you're paying to blow the weeds, you're paying to do all of the home maintenance things, and all of those hundreds and thousands of dollars are in addition to whether or not you have a mortgage on the property. So you start adding those numbers up for 1 month of carrying costs, and then you stack that against your bottom line. So let's say $500,000 today gets your home sold on the open market, top dollar. You don't have any worry about what's going on in the market weeks or months from now because you've got a buyer today at that price. Your total carrying costs are going to be between now and when you close on that. So let's just say 1 month of carrying costs. For sake of average numbers, let's just say that's $5,000 all in. So now your net return on that house is $495,000. But what if you do for sale by owner? What if you just put it on Facebook Marketplace? What if you just put a sign in the yard? And let's say you're 3, 4, 5 months down the road, or like some people, maybe it's just you're gonna wait till next year. You would sell your house for that market price today. When you go to list it on the MLS in the open market, your house more than likely will be listed at the same market price. So now what you cost yourself is every month of cost that it takes to maintain that house and carry that house between now and then. So if it's 6 months at $500,000, your net return on that $500,000 house is not $500,000 anymore, is it? It's $500,000 minus 6 months times $5,000, $30,000. Question, would you rather have $500,000 or $470,000? Unless you're abnormal, you would like the $500,000 versus the $470,000. And that's the kind of math most people don't think through. The final layer that most people don't think through is the whole we can always come down lens. Very similar to what I just outlined, but just a different delay factor. So again, let's say you've got a $500,000 current market price for your house. You're afraid that somebody's gonna lowball you, so what do? If you're like a lot of people, you list your house at $525,000. because the logic is we can always come down. Well, guess what your buyers know? Your house is worth $500,000. So one of two things happens in your buyer pool. One is people go and look at the house at $525,000, either make you an offer at $500,000 or say it's overpriced, we're gonna wait, or we're gonna go find another house that is priced right for this market. The alternative is those showings never occur. You think something's wrong with your house, or you think something is wrong with your realtor. And the reality is your house is priced too high. And what you're not considering is that $500,000 house is costing you $5,000 a month to carry. The 525 isn't a real number. The 500 is very real, and it could be very real in your bank account today if you change the way you think about it in terms of what actual real estate math looks like. Most people don't go through the lens of thinking that way, and that's why they don't make the same net return that they could. So if your house is at 525 and you go through the sequential price reductions to get down or close to 500, and that's where the market is when you sell, you've cost yourself roughly $5,000 a month in hopes that your best case scenario is you can get under contract at 510, 515 and net out at basically the same number that you would have if you had priced it right today on the open market. Thought processes like that is why you need a top agent who is not trying to sell you anything, is just trying to help you think through what is the smartest thing to do to make the most money with the real estate asset you have. So if you're looking for a good local realtor in your market, can I give you 2 quick pointers to help yourself make the right decision for you? The first, and we jokingly say this all the time, is never believe what a realtor says to you. Never. Always believe their clients. The realtor can tell you anything, just like any salesperson, regardless of what they're selling. But their clients will tell you the truth. So if they're an agent or a real estate group like us, you can go on Google and look up their reviews from their clients before they even know you're looking at interviewing them as your realtor. That gives you the client's perspective of what they were actually like in the real estate process. Super valuable to know who your agent is through the eyes of the client, because that's gonna be you. The second thing is you need someone who knows how to negotiate. This is more than reading a book or taking a class. This is a soft skill that most people don't have, and it can cost you a lot of money or make you a lot of money. Example we just went through this weekend, we got a $20,000 net gain for our client in a day, simply because we knew how to talk to the other agent and position our thought process and logic in ways that made sense to that agent, which then could make sense to the other party in the transaction. $20,000 for one day for knowing how to do your job well, that's a great return. Find an agent in your area that knows how to do that, and their clients have rave reviews about them. So if you would like an agent like us to help you with your real estate assets, our information is coming up at the end of this video.